Hey, people infiltrated 53 faction war. This is SDL Province and Tyranids versus Chaos Space Marines. For the blue Tyranid team, we have Darkar with a Ravener Alpha, a tunneling hero. There he goes, with strong offense, a little bit of support. Starts off with a ranged weapon. Let's see where this tunnel pops up, shall we? Probably just towards the VP. Yep. Alongside, Argus is a Hive Tyrant, a very durable hero, walks through objects and cannot be suppressed, with powerful support and disruption, fighting in melee combat by default with a basic synapse. I shall call you Fernando. Breaking stuff already. Alongside and riding off this team is Chuzar with a Lictor Alpha, a melee specialist going to infiltrate and disrupt, some powerful offense and a bit of support. Red Chaos. Veldi is a Chaos Lord, durable and destructive hero, walks through objects and cannot be suppressed, with powerful offense and disruption, fighting in melee. Alongside AC with a Chaos Sorcerer, offensive and disruptive hero with powerful battlefield manipulation and control. We have the Thousand Suns Elite Scheme recolored black and gold. And rounding off the teams is John Grammaticus with a Plague Champion. Starts off in ranged combat with the damage of a time bolt gun, can get melee weapons, some strong utility and support. This is the Alpha Legion Elite Scheme, just got flesh hooked. Heretics in a fight to the death with Hormagaunts.
Tyrannidy.
More heretics who've taken their place. There's the Doom Blast. Should have waited for all the Hormagaunts to stop to join that little fight there if they could have. Plague Champion goes into melee, which is not very useful. He's pretty bad at that. CSM get away, but he did drop a model. It's a bad opening fight for John Grammaticus. All set off by the Flesh Hook.
И как плага грибает,
a bad position there. In the mid, some Corn Worship, boosting the speed of Veldi's stuff. I like this colour scheme for Darkar here. It's like Nurgle almost. The green and the orange. Death Guard-ish. That a Sword of Flame already? It is. Not messing around, this Chaos Sorcerer. Single CSM into Fire Sword. Why not? Doom Bolts was a pretty damn good one. Look at that, took 4 models. Really messed up the health of the squad too. And a Combi Flame were already in play for Veldi's Chaos Lord. Double CSM here too. We have CSM into Heretics, as we saw for John Grammaticus. There's some Nurgle Worship providing health regen to John Grammaticus' units in range. Heretics here with an Aspiring Champion. Now much more of a fight they can put up against the Hormagaunts. Are we going to see pheromones for this Lictor? Flesh Hook on the Aspiring Champion. There's another Doom Blast again, a little bit early. Kind of a panic Doom Blast. Is a very good Doom Bolts again. Holy crap. The Heretics did survive it. You saw the Flesh Hook on the Aspiring Champion there. He's a die last leader. So all that damage from the Flesh Hook was just distributed to the other models, which is why they got so low there. But somehow, only lost 3 models. Here's some Spore Mine. I think he just consumed one of Grammaticus' Heretics there, yep, to get some energy back. I mean, he's doing a really good job with those Doom Bolts, that's for sure. Heretics do not want to fight those Spore Mines. They might wipe here. Are they going to wipe? Oh, that last detonation didn't get them. 1 hit point, they get away. That was a pretty good Spore Mine. 479 to 447. Big old retreat. 2 against Veldi, with AC supporting that east side, as we saw. Hormagaunts through the mid. Doom Bolts. Another pretty good shot. Look how low they are now on 6 models.
Не, нормально, он так попадает, кстати, молодец, с упреждением.
Should have gone after them with his sword, I think.
И туда авторы. Это минус скот, может быть, легко.
Argus not paying attention to those fellas, still went for the decap. Is there anything in retreat path? Nope. Plague Champion eaten by Hormagaunts. Probably got Flesh Hooked, oh maybe not. Lictor Alpha still got full energy. Heretics with the Aspiring Champion can spot his infiltrating shenanigans. Going after him though. Got like 63 DPS on his default weapon, I think. Goes down, they got him. Well played, those Heretics, but the Raptors fall. Those were...
Полный сквот отдал, это 400, блин, реклы. Я не помню сколько, 100? 120 газа? Ой, энергии.
I think they were aces.
Жесть.
Yeah. Black and gold, Thousand Suns scheme. Big loss. Really big loss. Not sure what happened there. Just seem to just keep them in melee.
Очень много.
You have a Warrior Brood for Chuzar. As we've seen, Darkar also has one. Does it have... Nope. No Barb Strangler. Havoc's up now for John Grammaticus. Maybe AC could get the revive. He's right in the middle of the map. Sorcerer's level 2. We're getting pretty close to level 3. We've got some grenade onto Heretics now. for John Grammaticus and that Nurgle worship. They're just watching the VP for now. And against the power, they should take this back though, fellas. Wreck point right here, that's fully matured for the Tyranids. You should be getting that. Shouldn't be this idle. Some Tzeentchian worship to facilitate the revive. I assume reviving, yeah, reveals you fully. Heretics for Veldy grabbing the Western VP though. And double CSM with a ton of war. Pretty decent power bashing force.
Там на изы пошли.
Here's Fernando the Hive Tyrant. He's seen better days though, down to 177 hit points. Charges, knocking over his own stuff. Got the Psychic Scream and the extended Carapace, which allowed that charge, and then runs away. Fair enough. Did they get the revive? They did. And the Sorcerer did level. Must have killed Summer as well, probably threw a Doom Bolt or something on these fellas. Double Toxin Sacks on those Termagants. And Darkar's got in behind Veldy. And look at the firepower from the Ravener Alpha and the Ravener Brood. Oh, Ravener Alpha's actually just capping here. But those Heretics got messed up. And here comes some melee warriors to sandwich the CSM. Noise Marines for Veldy. That Sonic Blast will shut down ranged weapons. Now they can pop their Kochevnik. There it is. Knocking down nearby infantry, even allied ones. But the Chaos Lord cannot be knocked over. So he can get in there and fight stuff. Sword of Flame gets a kill. Sorcerer's been deadly so far. 450 to 392. They're going to power bash. They are going to try. Touch the power at least. They got a gem. Yeah, they got a gem. That's all they wanted to get, I think. Anything else for this Chaos Lord yet? No. Tier 2 for John Grammaticus.
Тираниды очень неплохие.
Meanwhile, towards the east side, those were John's...
У тиранидов есть такая фигня, синапсы, но в плане того, что считаешь, что у них там аура. Короче, их надо держать достаточно кучно. Поэтому тираниды не могут, с одной стороны, они могут впечатать очень круто, если их аккуратно так вот. То есть они приходят толпой просто и сносят себя к чертовой матери. С другой стороны, если у противника есть АОЕ, то тиранидам очень больно. Постоянно. То есть тиранидов надо, с одной стороны, контроль, с другой стороны, постоянно держать кучкой. То есть это не очень удобно, на самом деле.
2-1 for the Tyranid team, and on the
Сейчас в элит-моде, на самом деле, тираниды, я не могу сказать, что они сильнее остальных. Они сейчас достаточно сильно огребают. Но у них зато есть некоторые юниты, которые просто, если ты не отконтролишь, тебя убьют. Минус Ликтор Альфа, да.
Was kind of running into Havocs, mistimed how long it would take the Ravener Brute to jump, I guess, or burrow rather. And here's an assist from AC. Some good work on those Termagants.
Просто тираниды наиболее эффективны, когда они толпой бегают.
Levels up to 4 now, this guy. What is this? This Noise Marines trying to bash. They can bash very effectively with their Sonic Blaster. Oh, you need to run while the cacophony is going, fellas. That's the point. And they're going to take a bunch of damage on retreat, maybe. Spawn mines are here.
Минус фигурка. Ну, неприятно, конечно.
They got one detonation. I don't think it'll make a difference, though. The Tunnel War CSM for AC, giving them 20% more damage. You can see the plus icon on the indicator and those insignias around their weapons, denoting the Eternal War.
Опять отличные болты, сорка вообще фигачит.
There's the charge. Was actually well
Какого
dodged by
уровня
AC.
сорка уже?
Consumes the Heretics, Doom Bolts on this blob maybe, to the left. Psychic Scream goes off, you see the debuff circles. Is it 30% less damage? Yeah, for 15 seconds I think. 411 to 383, we did not see a Doom Bolt there. Expecting a Consume and a Doom Bolt, so that was a big blob coming in. Could have got some good damage. On the power again, are the Tyranids, maybe on the VP too. Here's John Grammaticus trying to combat them. Bloodletters on the way. Typically a pretty solid pick out the gate in Tier 2 against Tyranids. You're not fighting vehicle armor in Tier 2 aside from the Tyrant Guard's specific shield wall mode. You go pretty hard into anti-infantry. And when the Tyrant Guard is not in shield wall mode, Bloodletters will tear it up. More Bloodletters on the way this time for AC. 395 to 383. I mean, you do need to keep an eye on the Tier 3 monstrous creatures, but I think you can go pretty hard anti-infantry in Tier 2, generally speaking. No Barb Strangler yet. They guys jumping over or through the wall there. CSM are way too close. Not sure what their plan was, but Guess they bought some time for the other fellas to get into position.
Ну, у
Here's
Хаоса
the
пока
Bloodletters.
ситуация
They
нормальная.
are demons with power melee hellblades.
Только удержать надо.
Pretty badass. They
Точку.
can teleport around. Pretty close on VPs. Sorcerer gets even more XP now. Gets another revive. You need to start being cautious with your heretics once you start getting into tier 2, because the weight of fire they can face is pretty nuts, or can be pretty nuts in a 3v3. But use them much more as a support unit, I think, in tier 2. Maybe counter initiating things that get close in melee. Burrow strike. Doesn't hit them though. Is AC again to support the west side. Veldy gets into a good position. Did not panic retreat there. Got back and sets up. Blast Master. Oh, hits the
В
object.
стенку, лоу.
Did not get through onto the Raveners.
Да,
The
это сейчас видно
CSM
было.
getting shot up, but one of them still perfectly healthy. There's another good
О, все
shot.
нормально. Минус
Hit
фигурка.
that Ravener right in the face. Meanwhile, Bloodletters having some fun in the back lines. These Hormagaunts might be dead. Nope, one model gets away. Those Termagants did not get away though. Good push by AC with Veldy assisting. Veldy's pulled back to the power now. Uh-oh, this is bad though. There's Slaughter. He can pull the melee weapons, give them a really good fight here. Slaughter is an ability given by the aspiring champion of the Chaos Space Marines. If they pop it, they get a lower cooldown on their bolters, so they do more DPS. And if they can also choose to draw melee weapons while it's active, and it does some really good melee damage, and they get health regen, I think, while they got their melee weapons out. It's a really cool trick they have, especially if they get rushed by like a tier 1 melee unit. Just pull those chainswords out and go at it. Venom Brood for Darkar, taking a hit and backing off. There's that Psychic Scream again. Oh, we have Crushing Claws, Hive Tyrant now. Fernando not messing around anymore. 108 heavy melee DPS, and here's a Tyrant Guard for Argus 2. Not sure if it was called in from the global buy. Sort of damage that the Sorcerer was taking there, that was pretty nuts. Because the Tyrant Guard is like 90 off heavy melee, I think, with a splash damage. The Hive Tyrant does not get the splash damage. 371 to 340. To Alpha, what can you do? Do you have your leap or something? He's got no war gear, this guy. Thought for sure we'd see pheromones. Really helps Hormagaunts out in fights against heretics, but we're kind of past that point, and they did plenty well against the heretics early on. Uh-oh, Bloodletters fall. Chromatic is down to 2 units here. Need some help on this east side. It's kicking off on the west side though. Some fire from the Chaos Lord. Dreadnought is up now, with that auto cannon by default and the underslung heavy bolter. Got some Mark of Zinch CSM now. Is it double Mark of Zinch? Nope, the other squad does not have a mark. Mark of Zinch CSM really effective against heavy infantry, which includes the Warrior Brood, also super heavy infantry such as the Tyrant Guard. And the aspiring champion these days gets a demonic plasma gun, which is pretty fun. They do get back onto the VP. Hive Tyrant is down on the natural there. Power bashing and power building. Grammaticus is into tier 3 with a ton of resources. Could get Terminators up. In fact, I think that's Terminators on the way. Is it? Yes. Where did they get called in? Oh, over here. Could not see the marker. These guys have combi bolters or whatever they're called, and power fists by default. Apparently they're not called storm bolters for chaos stuff. Maybe we'll see lightning claws over there. Tyrant Guard gives chase. The Dreadnought got really far forward, but they do have the Corn Worship to get it back for that +2 speed. Where are the Noise Marines? Oh, they're back here. Sets up a really good shot on that Warrior Brood. That was a direct hit. Here comes that Tyrant Guard that was going to go after them, I think.
Да, это проблема, конечно.
Chaos Dreadnought goes into melee with the Tyrant Guard. Might need some support here, but the Venom Brood is coming in too. Chaos Lord should go and tie up that Venom Brood, and the CSM should be shooting them. Venom Brood in melee with that guy. But they got rid.
Не прошла.
Had some heretics
Ну, близко,
into the back lines
кстати.
there.
Гард очень долго думал.
Blast Masters.
Айзов может так потеряется.
Tyrant Guard tearing them apart. Did it overcommit though? It
Ну,
did overcommit.
О,
Took a bunch of damage really quickly. So the Bloodletter's got like 2 attacks in there, and it seems to absolutely decimate the turret guard. Here's more Marco Zintzia said. Meanwhile, though, on the power again. This time the Terminators are here. Those see this demoralization effect when they kill stuff, all this red stuff. No lightning claws though, but they're doing a good job just punching through stuff with their power fists. And more Chaos Terminators. These are John Grammaticus. Oh, these ones were aces. They've got that cool Thousand Suns motif. So they are newer than Grammaticus's.
Ну там
Not sure
хаос
where
все
those
равно
guys
уже,
were.
да.
Maybe they were healing up or something. Oh, look, Alpha's got some more gear. Look at this. Toxin Miasma. Debuff and damage over time on hit. And Adrenal Glands for some more health, more energy regen. And stuff.
Тираны поднимают. Ну, нормально, в
Gets a
принципе.
revive, and it's going to get him
Опять же,
level
по
5.
очкам довольно близко, и по ресурсам, в принципе, все нормально у
Pushing far
обеих
forward as well.
команд.
Gets a good... Oh, that was... Oh, they missed time to kill the weak there. You want to try to use kill the weak between your melee attacks, because if you use it as he's performing a melee attack, it might be a special, and then they get knocked back by the special, and then nothing hits them, then the kill the weak doesn't hit them. Just a little tip with the way the animations work. Try to wait for him to attack, and then use your kill the weak. I mean, he got away still. Chaos Predator on the way here for John Grammaticus. Lictor Alpha gets the cap, tearing through Heretics now, but there are maybe too many. We have enhanced Muscle Coil Ravener Brood, which is fun. Light grenades thrown in. I don't think they hit anything. And did he die? No, he didn't die. Very late to get light grenades up, I think. Unless he's had them for ages and I just couldn't see because of the indicator being missing. There's that Predator tank. Probably going to be Mark of Nurgle, I would think, because they're fighting a big infantry force against Chuzar. Touch of Nurgle and Slaughter up on the CSM. They might die still. Down to 50 hit points.
Oh!
And they do go down. Touch of Nurgle's so expensive now at 175. 289 to 312. Fernando the Hive Tyrant is level 2. Found some CSM to fight, which is an easy fight for him, especially with his crushing claws. Chaos Lord with Armor of the Inferno. Pretty popular choice against Tyranids. I think we're going to see it right here. Let the Galaxy burn. Yeah, it's kind of unpredictable in the way it lands, but the first one is typically on target, the first fireball. Still has a Dreadnought, it's done well. Level 2 is certainly given Darkar something to think about.
Ну все, их хаситы, в общем-то, могут сейчас праздновать победу.
With the 2-to-1 cap.
Там, насколько я вижу, Равенеры, конечно, есть.
It's been sneaky though. Gone for the Lone Hunter now. 50% more damage, 25% less damage taken.
Ну, контратака будет стоить дорого тиранидам, тем более, что они не все еще в тир 3 вышли.
Encourages a very Lictor Alpha playstyle, but can be hard to pull off in a 3v3.
Да, вот этот отряд надо сносить.
Get some good power bashing done. Trying to get a decap now. Where's that Corn Worship to get the Dreadnought out of trouble? I don't know.
Отличные болты опять вообще.
Oh, they're way back. They might be worshipping a shrine or something back there. Chaos Lord gets a very good kill the week there. Look at that heal. Hive Tyrant goes after the Dreadnought. There's a Torrent of Formation. Might have been by Argus. Lots of demoralization. There's a Chains of Torment now. Level 7 Sorcerer. And the Tome of Subjugation is up. Look at the firepower pouring into this. They did not go after the Central Master Deus right here. They did try and destroy that, and it destroys the chains. Focus to Dread, please, says Argus. They're having a lot of trouble with it, I guess. Done some really good work, this guy. Almost level 3. 252 to 301. The tank got on mark yet? Nope. Being quite defensive is John Grammaticus. Had a lot of pressure on that power, I guess. Sorcerer goes for a decap, gonna run into Hormigaunt, runs away. Just runs away. Here's the first Carnifex of the day. It's Chuzar with a barbed strangler and spore cysts Carnifex. I thought they were going to change this name to Stranglethorn Cannon, but they didn't do it. How dare they? Only hit the Aspiring Champion Heretic there, and I think he hit a Dreadnought too. There's some Corn Worship. 233 to 301. Such a devastating weapon, this thing. Big damage burst, and it suppresses you. Pretty effective basically against everything. Will hurt a vehicle pretty badly if it hits them too. Last Master.
Слушай, Эпик, что будем делать? Я просто разговаривал, рекламу дали. Я еще, может быть, я еще попрошу Биваку на выходных дать рекламу, он обещал. Но я думаю, что это не сильно поможет, но хрен с ним. Рекламу дали, как сказали. Всех оповестили. Буржуев оповестили. Команда записалась одна. Я хрен знает. С одной стороны, переносить не особо хочется. Можно дождаться, в принципе, конца недели и перед турниром уже решить, что делать, если не наберутся. Я хз. Я не ожидал, если честно, потому что все говорили, что нет, будет много народу. Я что-то не понимаю, может, мы с тобой дату неправильно выбрали? Я ничего не понимаю. То есть рекламу дали? Можно Мапулу. Ну, Мапулу я могу хоть это самое сегодня написать. Это... Причем здесь это? Что изменит Мапул-то? Ну, дам Мапул, то окей. Не, ну просто как бы рекламу дали, всех оповестили. Наших игроков оповестили, буржуйских игроков оповестили. Еще в пабликах я попросил, там разместили там этот самый новость. Призовые есть. Не понимаю, что происходит. Вот искренне не понимаю. Ну, я еще это самое, как называется, побултыхаюсь, конечно, но просто это странно.
Did that not hit? Seemed like it didn't hit very well. Ravener Brood in melee. Dreadnought is kind of being chased down here. And there's Crippling Poison on the Chaos Lord. And another one chained together really well by Dark Art. Lily Galaxy Burn. Now we can go and tie them up. But that Dreadnought took so much damage there. Holy crap, Dreadnought should be going to melee here. There we go. Oh, we need to be careful of the friendly fire. That could have killed the Dreadnought. But they did get the Venom Brood. Meanwhile, through the mid, big push by the Tyranids. The tank is just hanging out here. It's going to go down. Oh man, it goes down. Took way too long to get that thing moving. I mean, it is difficult to control the tanks, but you've got to try. Now they have basically nothing, or Grammaticus has nothing to fight the Carnifex with. They do have Havocs actually. What do the Havocs have? No mark yet. They could get a las cannon or something. Surprised that those Terminators are not going into melee with it, using their power fists. Yeah, not sure what they're up to. Power fist that thing. There we go, fellas. There you go. Does not have melee resistance because it's got the Barbed Strangler. But they still took a bunch of damage from it. Auto cannon Terminators there, getting some shots in as we saw. They're really pushing into base. 189 to 301. I don't think this was a good idea. I thought that maybe they were trying to create some vision for a Rhino formation, but I didn't see one. Bloodletters are getting a VP back. A bit over-eager for their lunch there, the Tyranids. Oh, we do have a last cannon now for John Grammaticus. Help it combat the monstrous creatures. Dark Ar's Carnifex has no mark. Oh, sorry, no upgrade, no mark. Imagine a Carnifex with Chaos marks on it, that would be pretty cool. This is the Ravener Alpha down, going for a decap, I guess. Some repairs for that Dreadnought have been awesome so far. Oh, now it's the Mark of Zinch. Just got an anti-vehicle weapon. And it's level 3. Pretty close to level 4. Level 4 being the max for
Да,
units.
все уже, Хасита выиграли.
Heroes can get to level 10.
С Ираидом нечего. Хотя, что-то у него... Не,
good old auto cannon. And gets rid of the Tyranids. Chaos are looking pretty good here. John
Хаос уже
Grammaticus gets some
укрепился.
late
Дабл...
Space Marines up with Eternal War and an Aspiring Champion. Late Champion still level 3 with the Black Grenades. Still no upgrade for this fellow. Do we have the resources for it? Need some more requisition, I guess. Let's take down a capillary tower.
У него флоу
More
просто.
annoyance from the Chaos Sorcerers. Use
В
those chains very well. And they
принципе,
are
это
not
может
taking
быть...
down that central structure,
Нет,
are
в
they?
принципе, это может быть Great Unclean. Тут реквы не хватает на Great Unclean. Вот. По-моему, у него уже должна быть возможность заказать Ландрейдер Фобос, хотя, по-моему, тоже немножко реквы не хватает. Может, он копит на
They're
это.
just letting it. Look how long it lasts when you don't shoot that thing. Almost level 9, that fella. That old Terminator's got crippling poisoned.
Не,
Can't
Капа
retreat.
вряд
Looks like
ли.
they've used their teleport already. No, there it
Юнитов
is.
не так много.
Need to keep moving though, guys. That's a lot of stuff running at you. Especially when the Lictor Alpha can
Ты
debuff.
думаешь, терминаторы все сожрали? Да что у него? У него еретики, ХСМ, Хавок, Бладлеттеры и терминаторы. Ну, хрен знает. Просто можно тогда добавить вторых термов, если не хватает на Фобос. Ну, хорошо, скажем, не хватает на Фобос. Мне кажется, что вторых термов можно добавить, или Предатор точно можно добавить, мне кажется.
Your speed. Level 7.
Это так
Just told him to
хорошее.
engage him and he ran away. But now there's tons of stuff chasing those guys. Looks like these guys are going to leave him alone actually. That's double Venom Broods for Argus. Might see a frenzied barrage here from the Dreadnought. They don't seem to be shooting the Dreadnought. They're shooting the Terminators, I think. Oh, there's Bloodlust from Veldy. Look at the damage now. It's a global ability, giving you more of a damage buff the more you hit stuff.
Хорошо
And that
разорвало.
was pretty nuts. GG says Argus. They lost their entire army almost. That was a very good Bloodlust. Double Carnifexes for Chusar though. Double Barb Stranglers too. They might wipe these guys out.
Да понимаешь, они мне тоже говорят, что типа мы все зарегаемся. Я уже спрашивал, мы, говорит, зарегаемся за несколько дней до. Да я хрен знает. Ну хорошо, я до конца этой недели там сделаю этот маппул, вопросов нет. Просто меня эта ситуация напрягает, я тебе объясню почему. Потому что, как бы, ну, как ты понимаешь, лучше, если регаются заранее. Они все такие регаются, типа, за пару дней, но я на следующей неделе напомню им, конечно. По-любому. Но просто это очень сильно раздражает. Потому что ты сидишь такой, ну и хрен, как это, ощущение бесполезности. Сидишь, что-то делаешь, с кем-то разговариваешь, договариваешься о рекламе, о том, о сём, и чё.
Well, that shot was too far away from the aspiring champion, I think. I don't think they can
Противные
get
они
him.
все, противные.
32 hit points, he gets away. Oh, there's the game. Tyranids have conceded at the end. Darkheart and Argus were hit hard. And Chaos.
Малеус против Эльдар. О, прикольно.
Hey, people interested here, 53 faction war.
Раздражает.
This is Angstrom Heights.
Ну,
and
посмотрим,
Ordo Malleus
как. Я
versus
надеюсь, что все
Eldar.
будет
The
нормально.
blue Ordo Malleus team. Redacted is an Eversaur assassin, a risk-reward melee brawler that explodes on death alongside Royal Cabbage with a Demon Hunter, a melee spellcaster with strong support and disruption.
Три
Troll
варлока,
and all that
лол.
good stuff. And rounding off the team is Mammoth Mark II with a brother captain.
да.
A very durable hero, walks through objects and cannot be suppressed with powerful support and disruption, fighting in melee. Can also smack you in the face pretty good. Red Eldar, it's
Ну, может, он тогда этого и ждал,
Warlock.
когда...
First up is Kung Fu Panda with some Bealtan, I think. We have
Три
Tanelli,
варлока это круто, да.
Ulthway maybe, and Endor with some Eandon, I think. These guys are melee spellcasters that can leap into combat with very strong disruption and support. In the southwest, it is Kung Fu Panda against Mammoth Mark II's brother captain. Howling Banshees on the prowl. A big threat to a low-level brother captain with their power melee damage. Fancy special attack from the Warlock. Banshees go after the brother captain. Look at the damage. Chunking health off him. Almost got him
Жесть.
down. Now they're fighting the strike squad
Сам
here.
виноват.
Some fire support from a bunch of...
Ууу.
Ouch, Stormtroopers. That was a hell of a destructor. I think they got double destructed, I think. Yeah.
Да,
There was
дабл.
also Tanelli here. No
Хорош.
grenades though for retreat.
Ну, три
Demon
варлока
Hunter
это
gets
больно.
into some melee now. Got that really cool looking sword. That thing. It's awesome. Meanwhile, northeast, Eversaur Assassin with triple Stormtroopers. Some players have been viewing the Strike Squad as a slightly inefficient purchase, maybe. You get nice burst damage from the Stormtroopers, you get a grenade and stuff. You do get some support from the Strike Squad, but come Tier 2, Tier 3, in a 3v3 like faction war scenario, they might fall off a bit. talk of maybe giving them something, I think,
Да это понятно.
to scale up a little bit better. They're not horrible by any means. The support stays, supporty.
Понимаешь, Мапул к этому... Не, я согласен, что Мапул я сделаю, вот сегодня-завтра сделаю. Мапул, вопросов нет. Просто Мапул к этому отношения, в общем-то, не имеет. Ну, в смысле, явки. Но, то есть, все равно он нужен, конечно. Посмотрим, ладно. Просто странно, что комьюнити так медленно реагирует. Ладно. А какого молился Версор в командирах? У Версора уже есть ненависть. This is not a cannon. Okay.
Just like that, energy burst we just saw on the Warlock there, draining some energy and slowing him down, given by the Tomes of the Titan. Also,
Запомни, это не канон.
On the power, don't know how long they can stay here though. That Destructive's doing some work, isn't it? Oh wow! Did that ammo crate explode? Seemed to do a bunch of damage to those fellas. They didn't seem to get that damage from the Destructive. They got the damage from the exploding crate. Here is the Rift Tear from the Demon Hunter to slow down these fellas. Persists once they leave the area too for a few seconds, which is nice. You can channel that from very long range as his starting ability. Where one of them he also gets purification, doesn't he? To give energy to people. Double Rangers for Endor. Rangers into a Shuriken Cannon for Tanelli. This is Kung Fu Panda's Banshees here, again scaring off that brother captain, so maybe we'll see the Nemesis Demon Hammer in tier 2. Here are the Rangers of Endor. The Stormtroopers from long range and some destructive shots as well.
Хотя, с другой стороны, если они доползут до тира 3, то будет очень
Rangers getting shots on that Demon Hunter.
Там паладины, по-моему, одно лицо может
небольшой trying to chase down the Shuriken, I think, but now has Banshees in retreat path. Retreating units taking 30% more damage from melee attacks, which is why Banshees on your retreat path is pretty bad news. They're on the power again, 443 to 500. Really on the front foot here, the Eldar. Banshees running into some trouble though. Warshout didn't seem to suppress the strike squad at all. Maybe they retreated too soon afterwards, maybe? That looked a bit odd though. Feel like they should have been suppressed. Obviously they threw out the Warshout so they could suppress them and run away, I think. Rangers using their fleet to escape. Brother captains found some Guardians though. I don't think I've seen a single grenade throw yet. You usually don't see them thrown on a single entity. Brother captain popping We Are the Hammer.
Нет, не зависит.
Getting some more hits in. Morlock is trying
Просто можешь добавить сержанта.
By default with his
Ну, не всем, но почти всем пехотным складам может добавить своеобразного сержанта. Вот. То есть это может быть там аспарент чемпиону еретиков, или там, или аспарент чемпиону ХСМов. Там сержант непосредственно у СМов. Ну, то есть, по сути, это сержант, который даст дополнительную жизнь. Многие, в некоторых, не во всех, многих. То есть, как сказать, во многих отрядах, например, сержант — это вопрос выживания, потому что во многих отрядах, не у всех, но в некоторых, там можно прочитать об этом. Например, сержант умирает последним, при том, что он самая жирная фигурка, это повышает выживаемость отряда, если попал под раздачу. Плюс ко всему обилки, плюс ко всему сам сержант наносит довольно серьезный дамаг, и, например, в некоторых стрелковых отрядах, например, к ХСМам добавить аспарен, или нет, к еретикам. Аспарен чемпион — это серьезная добавка к миле дамагу. Орков — это набы, например. То есть добавил набав сквот, получил довольно приличную добавку. К набу, к ХП, ко всему.
Start weapon. But of course he can jump on you, which is pretty damn good. Here's that Demon Hunter now. Not sure what his default melee damage is. Probably around 40 odd DPS if I had to guess. Around Force Commander-ish levels. And War Boss-ish. War Boss is like 42.5, I think. Interceptors up for Royal Cabbage and for Mammoth Mark II. Tier 2 for Redacted, the first player to go. Kicking off towards the mid. Warlock there trying to get the cap. Strike squad might see a banishment on those Guardians. Stormtroopers alongside them. No sign of the banishment. There it is. Oh, they tried to use it and got kinetic pulsed immediately from these Pathfinder Gear Rangers, and the Warlock did indeed get that central VP. They're on the power again with a Shuriken, with Banshees, with those Guardians. In fact, they're backing off. Oh, Just taking up more of a defensive position. I don't think he's going to risk the Banshees on the gens either. Interceptors in play, teleporting infantry that fight in melee. Help you deal with, you know, rangers and shurikens. Ouch. Nice grenade on retreat path. There we go. There's a grenade. Well done, Tenelli. Wiped out those stormtroopers there. Redacted going for a pretty light tier 1. Does triple stormtroopers... I don't think they even got sergeants, did they? Well, these two don't. I don't know about the fella that died. The fellas that died. Straight into tier 2. We'll see what comes of it. Probably a Rhino, I guess. Would be nice to see a Dreadnought. They might have spent power already. Yeah, Rhino was queued up. Uh-oh. War shout into some nasty melee. There's also a Shuriken there. Destructor going in. We have a Merciless Switchblade Warlock now. Fantastic tier 1 melee weapon. Pretty expensive at 35 power. Look at the damage it does. Also drains your energy on hit. And a ranged attack can disrupt.
Оба, хорошо разложился.
And of course the Strike Squad do use their energy.
Ну
Interceptors on
да.
the Shuriken.
Интерцепторы на Shuriken прыгнули нормально.
With
Там
the
пурга еще
Merciless
бегает.
Switchblade
Ну
to
все
drain
равно
their
все
energy,
Эльдары выходят нормально.
might have a rough time doing that kind of thing consistently. Purgation Squad in play from Mammoth. Tier 2 for Royal Cabbage. It is Rhino into Vindicare Assassin for Redacted. On the power-ish is Royal Cabbage. Looks like they're going for the VP. Nope. Going to turn and fight a Warlock here. I think we just saw energy drain on him for a second from the Strat Squad. Energy Burst, I think it's called actually. Rangers, though, getting shots in. Looks like they are going to survive. Here is the Rhino for Redacted, gone for the anti-infantry heavy bolter turret on top, which I think technically makes it a Razorback, but let's just call it a Rhino. That's what it says there. I don't think Rhinos have the weapons on the back there, but times have changed in Warhammer lore. Maybe they do now. There's the Eversaw Assassin, pop in their Psychon. More damage output, more damage resistance, but they have to spend health to activate it. That's their starting ability and they run away. Is that a Bright Lance, I sure? I know that was Ranger shots, not a Bright Lance. They do have a couple of Shurikens. In fact, the Bright Lance is up for Canelli. Not sure where it is. There it is. Coming towards the Rhino. Rhino is really far forward here for Redacted. Kung Fu Panda does not have a Bright Lance. Just hanging out here. Which is so risky. I mean, they might have guessed that they had the tech advantage, but you can't just hang out with your Rhino in this kind of situation, in this kind of place. You know, you hit hard, you get away. Bright Lance is indeed getting shots and he's trying to reverse away, trying to get repairs, but it needs to keep reversing. Down it goes. Did not last very long. The Demon Hunter now has the Force Rod. Gives him Retribution, which is pretty cool. Silences, damages, and knocks back foes. 55 melee DPS. Here comes the Warlock with a leap. Oh, didn't knock him over. I mean, they were too far away from the landing point there. Don't see that very often. Champion's Road for this guy. There is the Retribution. Look at that. Pretty cool. And this signifies that they're silenced. They can't use abilities. Uh-oh, taking a bunch of damage now, though. Lots of Eldar Pew Pew, but the Order Malius do have the sensor, and here is that Vindicare Assassin for Redacted. Elite Sniper Subcommander, as you may expect, does big bursts of damage from long range. Grenade for the Strat Squad here. They do have their Justicar, which makes the Banishment do more damage. Probably some other stuff too. Dark Reaper time. These guys with Inferno PvP damage, so good versus heavy infantry and super heavy infantry, which is most of the Grey Knights infantry roster. It's a warp throw, and then he threw them into his own retreat path there. That might not work out great. Oh, he's gonna be okay. And
Извините, автоп просто. Короче, я вам рассказывал про резню, которую устроили греки на Кипре во время войны. Страшную совершенно. Вот. Греки, естественно, говорят, что они жертвы, но это смешно. Турки, наконец, дожили, ну, скажем так, не знаю, додумались до того, чтобы сделать что-то художественное на эту тему. Потому что у них ни одного фильма, книжки есть. Ни одного фильма, ничего не было про эту тему. Сняли сериал. Сериал вышел вот буквально 2 недели, 3 недели назад. Потом как-нибудь с вами глянем, он даже на русском есть. Греки, естественно, тут же возбудились, потому что там просто показано хронологически, как там вот греки пришли черные адепты, я бы сказал, черных полковников и буквально устроили там бой. И там показали нескольких реальных персонажей, в том числе одного грека, который занимался убоже убийствами. Ну, просто палач. То есть палач. Его имя весь Северный Кипр знает. Как кошмар. Так дочка этого палача живет на Южном Кипре. И она заявила, что ее папа никого, ни одного турка в жизни не убивал, хотя есть доказательства того, что убивал и много, просто он занимался рейдами, сжиганием деревень напрямую. Он сжигал деревни. Нет, его папа никого не убивал, он боролся за свободу, а теперь турки, клятые турки, то есть мне эта вот риторика очень сильно кого-то напоминает. Клятые турки, которых их пропаганда делает монстрами, они тут все считают, что греки не люди, это неправда. Теперь нас смотрят с этого сериала, а когда откроются границы после пандемии, они придут и убьют всю ее семью. Я такой, что? Потом читаю дальше, а эта тетка, она баллотируется в местный парламент. Я такой, твою мать. Твою мать.
Hunting Banshees with the X up against a lot though. Bunch of special attacks immediately. Need to run away though, yeah. Dark Reapers backing them up, and the Interceptors did drop a model. Don't think they had their Justicar. In the mid, meanwhile, grenades and everything thrown at the Eversor Assassin, who's gone for... Oh, down they go. The Neuro Gauntlet was up, but I think he had his...
Да.
I'm not sure. Some kind of grenade. It might have been the melter. I didn't see it properly. It might have been that anti-melee grenade thing that I forget the name of. I'm sure we'll see it when he gets back up. Double Interceptors for Royal Cabbage. Was not expecting that. See what they can do. Eldar now have the mid. And they continue to pressure the southwest here with Kung Fu Panda. Got some Guardians, got those Dark Creepers, Shurikens here to mess up the infantry. Grenade lands on the Purgation, didn't take another model though. Kicking off in the mid. Demon Hunter with a good special. The Eversor's back. Oh no, it was Onslaught Injectors that I saw. It was not a grenade at all. So it gives him more speed and more charge range. And +1 melee skill every tier that he goes up in tech, which is... I mean, +1 doesn't sound like a lot, but it is. Helps you get those special attacks and avoid being special attacked. The Warlock is going to make it out. Has the Witchblade of Kernus here, Tenelli, alongside that Warp Throw. Banishment didn't seem to do a whole lot there. Interceptors in on the Bright Lance. Even though there's no vehicles around, they've gone for that Bright Lance. Should have gone for the Dark Creepers, which are doing a lot of damage. Teleport away. There is a delay on it now. 300 to 404 on the VPs. 5 Dark Creeper squads on the field now. Vindicare with a sniper fight. Triple Cat. Not looking great for the Automalius. Tier 3 though for Redacted. Has tons of requisition too. So can rebuild power if needed, like down here for example. Psychon. That Neuro Gauntlet is all about those DPS. 80 power melee, does not do special attacks. So I guess the +1 melee skill isn't going to help him disrupt. It stops him being the target of them at least. Interceptors with that furious intervention. Did some good work there too. I hear Banshees yelling. Is it you? It's probably you guys. Dark Creepers just pouring that damage in. And we do indeed see the Nemesis Demon Hammer probably been used already. That's probably why the Banshees were on the floor when we came down here.
Хорош.
Oh, Mind Blades up for the Strat Squad here. The global ability of the...
Ну нормально, кстати,
Well,
за
the
реперками
captain
стоит,
boosting
просто
their melee
Шурикен
prowess. I
прикрывает.
think it's more melee skill and more melee damage, isn't it? Something like that. It's good. I think they're going to get away, but can they touch the power here? Don't think they've touched it a lot.
Ульдар сильное преимущество, просто к нему применит. Вон они там двое из трех уже вышли в тир 3.
They still have the incinerators too.
Реперков, конечно, как грязь. Но с другой стороны, против
Center's been decapped, but it's
грейнейтов
been retaken by the Eldar.
грейнейтов не то чтобы много техники.
Very focused on this power bash. Oh, these stormtroopers. These guys are just milling around up here for
Не знаю, помогут ли реперки
Canning
против
their next
паладинов.
move, I suppose. Warlock's down. This is Tenelli. Oh, they're probably looking at this, that's why. They did Demon Hunter and stuff fighting that Warlock. Interceptors have done pretty well so far, I think. pretty well, and it's a good way to go to fight all these Dark Creepers. And that Furious Intervention is just so awesome. A disruptive teleport, something very satisfying about that. Look at this weight of fire though. That's a hell of a lot of firepower, holy crap.
Да, надо
Get
брать
away,
интерцептором.
fellas. Oh, they teleported in there. This could be really bad because you've got grenades potentially now to deal with.
Да, это была
And the wall
ошибка.
is still there. Oh, there's a convenient hole in the wall for them to retreat that way.
Только одну
That's gonna
фигурку,
save them,
лол.
I think.
Реперки хороши.
Nothing to res.
Не так хороши, как в первой части в Soulstorm, но...
They're down right in the southwest corner there. Oh, this guy just repurchased himself, I think. That Warlock Kung Fu Panda. Power Bash. Here comes the Psychon Eversaw Assassin. Used it a little bit earlier, but I guess they want that damage resist for when they try to get into melee, but there was a suppression platform there, so it wasn't going to work out. The Purgation now have silencers. Good damage to all targets. Those guys teleport in. Furious Intervention. A little bit awkward fighting around this cover, but it might help them because of the awkward retreat, and it does. Down goes the Shuriken. Fire Prism on the way for Kung Fu Panda. Vortimer Razorback for Redacted. Seer Council on the way for Endor. Tier 3 for Royal Cabbage. Tanelli with the quite heavy Tier 2. Still in there. Grenades going in. Can they fight the Banshees now? War Shout. Warlock is also in there. They fought them off. Mind Blades again, this time on the Interceptors there. Really helps them out in those clutch melee fights. Not sure how much red it is. I need to look that up. Must be at least... It might be 75 actually. I was going to say it must be at least 100, but it might be 75. Kind of in line with user choppers. That's a lot of firepower. Those guys fell over pretty fast.
Lol.
And the Vindicator's in trouble potentially. Didn't get any upgrades for this fella, so he's quite fragile. 190 to 404.
Там уже Консулат бегает, йо, Fire Prisma.
Demon Hunter giving chase alongside double Interceptors and the Strat Squad. No. Only one Interceptor's here, the other one's coming out of base.
Не, ну в принципе все это разваливается двумя складами паладинов,
That's
конечно.
a cap stuff.
Но у Грей Найтов проблемы
That's
с
the
деньгами,
Rhino.
точнее с
Where's the
энергией.
Vortimer Razorback then? Oh, there it is.
Прижало, и
It's
энергии у
a
них нет.
fast attack tier 3 vehicle, new for 295. Has an anti-everything side cannon on top.
Они
It's
с ней
got the
отобьются.
Hunter Killer Missile upgrade, which gives it, surprise, surprise, a Hunter Killer Missile and some more health. Now, Hunter Killer is pretty cool. You see how it deals with a Fire Prism if they meet. Fire Prism's in the southwest at the moment. Here's that Seer Council, providing an AoE 15% range damage resistance aura. Man, the Eversword got messed up. There's that explosion on death, and here's an orbital.
Питалка, лол.
Those fellas did not get
Не
away.
успел
That was
Эльдар
Redacted
среагировать, а
Strike
вот это
Squad, I
плохо.
think, or something. Maybe Interceptors. Oh, was that Royal Cabbage's Strike Squad actually? I think it was.
Реперки
It was the
огребли.
yellow fellas, wasn't it?
Ну выжили, кстати.
150 to 404. I don't think we've seen any heavy infantry from Redacted. Vortimer helps to get rid of the Seer Council, not before some damage was done though. Redacted down to 2 units, gets another Vortimer, 142 to 404. And again, they're on the power down here.
Энергов нет, энергии нет.
Very
Бесполезно.
difficult to deal with this.
Ну,
Double
блин,
Dark
Найтам
Creepers,
тяжело.
Warlock,
Найтам сейчас, по-моему,
Witchblade of
против
Kernus.
всех тяжело.
Oh, it's Kung Fu Panda, sorry. The Merciless Switchblade and the Warp Throw. Fire Prism just hanging out, defending the
Не
power.
знаю, с их толстатой только с орками воевать.
Doesn't want to push it forward. Knows how quickly it can go down. Vindicator is now up for Mammoth. I wonder if they've even seen
Эльдар слишком
the
большой
Fire
дамаг
Prism
наносит.
yet. Have they been that far across
Особенно
since
в
it came
лейте.
out?
Слишком
Good work from
шустрые.
the Interceptors almost took out the Dark Creepers there. Almost.
Тебе понятно, что
And they do
интерцепторы
have
облегчают задачу,
the
но не настолько.
psych out grenade thing, which suppresses and drains your energy, I think. Vortimer's taking some damage.
Это сейчас Райна
Vortimer is taking
потеряешь.
some damage. No proper anti-vehicle
Не,
for
нормально.
Endor yet, but tons of Dark Creepers shooting on your rear armor.
Да
It's
там
gonna do
Warlock
some
полез,
work.
я
Just
не
saw
понимаю.
Retribution there again. See a council milling around. Scaring off those fellas. Can they get a decap here? Chuck their grenade.
Они
going for a
декап не
decap
успеют
now.
сделать.
I'm not sure if they're going to be able to do
Успеют?
it. Those a lot of
Не, не
firepower.
успеют.
Couldn't quite manage it. 95 to 404. Big VP lead for the Eldar. Purgation, I think.
Не
will
знаю,
be
то, что
okay.
я
Oh,
видел.
Maybe not. There's fleet.
Ну, котяжненько получается в некоторые моменты.
Nope. Was super not okay. That's a cool sync kill.
Не,
Chucks
пожалуйста,
the
я
spear in
могу
his
быть и
face.
не прав, какого фига.
What is this now? Warlock popping Providence to get the revive. There we go.
Мне вообще-то сказали, что при том, что с кем я разговаривал, забыл. Я с кем-то разговаривал, мне вообще сказали, что самый имбовый герой сейчас Эверсор.
Can't be right.
Просто ему нужно дать ствол и встать в кавер, и он перестреливает кого угодно.
Double Vortimers doing some work. They've actually done pretty well every time I've seen them in these faction wars, or the 3v3s or whatever. 68 to 404.
Но это не значит, что есть дисбаланс, понимаешь? То есть, опять же, это же не в плане того, что типа, игра не балансна, не играйте. Да ладно.
Oh, it's Tempest time.
Хорош.
Armor of Damnation, Rift Tear becomes Tempest, which does tons of different effects as it channels, including damage and silencing and stuff like that, I think. Tome of Tranquility too for the energy regen. And Eldritch, that was very strangely placed. Oh, Tonelli misclicked it, was going for the double Vortimus probably. That was a bit unfortunate. The fire prisms though, look at the range they have. Oh, turbo penetrate rounds from the Vindicate. Getting us anti-vehicle hits. Can he get another one? Yep. Now needs to run though. Now needs to run. A couple of good hits there from Mammoth's Vindicate. Oh, and that was the Hunter Killer. Talk about range. Holy crap. That was awesome. Hunter Killer missile takes out that fire prism from way downtown. 47 to 404. Pushing through his Kung Fu Panda. Yeah, Tenali meant to put them on the Razorbacks. Eversaw blows up again. One of the Vortimers is down, thanks to the Fire Prism chasing it. Fanaticism popped by the Stormtroopers, level 4, and then they flee. Luckily for them, Dark Creepers don't have grenades, but look at this. In retreat path, Kung Fu Panda. Oh, didn't get any hits in. Just heading south naturally, I guess. Double cap for Eldar. Seems like they've done enough here. Look at this all of a sudden. A Vortimer and...
Мимо что-то.
Oh, two
Хотя,
Vortimers
по-моему, мимо, нормально. Райна сейчас заберут.
Did just catch the edge of that Vortimer there, which shuts it down. Just everything in the world shooting at it.
Ой-ой-ой-ой. ГГ.
Eldar are going to take it here with a triple cap.
И... Пуй.
And there it is, Vortimer.
Да, всё.
Sorry. Kung Fu Panda
кончились.
very strong at the bottom. Continue.
Хаос Space Marine против тиранида ДоВ-2.
Hey, people interested here, 3v3 faction war. This is Katrian Purification Plant and Chaos Space Marines versus Tyranids for the Blue Chaos team.
Слушай, у меня вопрос такой, Эпик. На максимальной дальности на некоторых картах появляется туман. И в итоге я, грубо говоря, вот такой дальности у меня все четко, а если я отдаляю камеру, короче, на максимальной дальности все юниты покрыты такой дымкой небольшой, как будто размыливанная. Размытая. Это очень неудобно, это как-то можно убрать.
Objects and cannot be suppressed. Powerful offense and disruption fighting in melee. The Thousand Suns elite scheme here, recolored black to look Black Legion-y, I guess. We got the hoods and stuff, that's pretty cool. Alongside is Veldy's Chaos Sorcerer, offensive and destructive hero with powerful battlefield
Не на всех
manipulation
картах,
and
только на
control.
некоторых такое.
Rounding off this team, John Grammaticus is a plague champion. Starts off in ranged combat with the damage of a time bolt gun. Can get melee weapons, some strong utility and supports. This is the... just some Black Legion here. Red Tyranids, 2 Hive Tyrants. First up is Argus. And we have Darkar. These guys walk through objects and cannot be suppressed with powerful disruption and support, fighting in melee combat by default with a basic synapse. I shall call you Hugo and Tiago.
Тирана.
Alongside them is Chuzar with a Lictor Alpha, a melee specialist and infiltrate and disrupt, some powerful offense and a bit of support. Where's he sneaking already? Sneaking into the heretics here. Might see a flesh hook. Nope. Just goes into attack. Meanwhile, this is Hugo, the Hive Tyrant. Tried to push into the Plague Champions lines there. Took some bolts of fire. There's the flesh hook on the Sorcerer. Can now be swarmed by Hormagaunts. Heretics trying to come in to the rescue. Doom Blast. And then he got messed up though. Doom bolts flying in. The Hormagaunts and the Heretics both got messed up, but they both get away.
Все,
Does the Lictor Alpha get away? No. Here come double Hormagaunts from Argus though.
Ну, Ликтор забрали уже
In
неплохо.
fact, triple Hormagaunts, there's one in the
Тебя
back
поднимут,
lines here
поднимут.
against the Chaos Space Marines, and those guys have adrenal glands. Getting messed up though, special attack. CSM can hold their own in melee, and they are going to fall, and those guys had the adrenal glands, the only squad that had them, I think. The only brood that had them, I guess. Meanwhile, the Hive Tyrant is still here and has revived the Lictor Alpha. We've now lost the indicator for this guy, unfortunately. Special attack. And then runs. Hive Tyrant is still quite healthy here.
Нормально.
Takes a lot to get rid of him early on. 1050 hit points out the gate. Still relatively healthy, over half hit points here. There's some Tzeentchian worship to infiltrate the stuff so it can sneak away. We got more adrenal glands. These guys don't have it. AC, the Chaos Lord on the east side, has dropped their heretics right there in a big old kerfuffle with the Hormagaunts, I guess. Spore mines. Wow, wiped out the CSM. That is some high value spore mine there. AC down to just the Chaos Lord. We've got Raptors on the way. But this could be tough. They might need some help there because they're going to get their power pushed, I think.
Надо броню
You would think.
Ой, броню
Here comes Shuzar to pile on the pressure.
Раптор это не вытянут, конечно.
Hive Tyrant versus the Chaos Lord here. Looks like the Hive Tyrant blinks first and runs away. Pretty sure the Hive Tyrant wins that fight though if they just full health charge into each other by default. I think he's got more DPS, although he does have power melee, the Chaos Lord. Hive Tyrant still gets it, especially since the Kill the Weak can only hit him if they're alone in a duel. 499 to 500 on the VPs. There's a 1-to-1 cap right now, locking it down. Noise Marines of Veldy getting some good work done on the Hormagaunts. Doom Blast for the Lictor Alpha, who's gone for Toxin Miasma, damage over time, and debuff claws. Aspiring champion up there for Veldy. AC trying to recover now with Raptors into some more heretics. I'm not sure if those heretics had an upgrade. It doesn't look like it. I don't see an aspiring champion on the floor. Those are Marines. West side, charging through is Hugo. Knocks down the Havocs here. Gets a special attack immediately. And the Hormagaunts follow in, and they both have adrenal glands now. Good shot from the grenade launcher barrage, but still had to flee. And those Havocs, how do you still have 3 models on 30 hit points? That's amazing. Should have kept chasing him. I think that was a good grenade though. Light grenade from Drone Grammaticus really messed up the Hormagaunts. Only 1 squad. Can they finish him? So close. 4 hit points, 3. They do. Argus lost everything there. What a game so far. Nice wipes as Argus. Appreciated the grenade there, I guess. Chaos Lord gets a Kill the Weak, got a Combi Flamer, and Harness of Rage. I mean, lost his whole army. He's pretty pissed. This is Tiago, the Hive Tyrant, who has turned around. What's he up to? Get on that VP right there. You just forced off this player. Aspiring champion Heretics. Where are the Raptors, though? Oh, they're capping over here. I think they are maybe overcompensating for the Raptors being here. They should have sent something up to get that VP decapped and also decap this wreck point. I mean, it's just a contested power being loaded. Don't think you needed everything over here. Just the Hive Tyrant would have smacked them up pretty well, I think. Oh, he doesn't have War Gear, that one. This is the one that has the extended carapace. Another Black Grenades. Does pretty well. Pretty damn well. It does fall off a little bit in Tier 2 against Tyranids because they get their specialized synapse up and it buffs the health of things, but in Tier 1 you can really wreck stuff. Oh, looks like it's spread to the Heretics here. 499 to 433. 2-1 for Chaos, and thanks to some good Nurgly play on the west side, they're right back in this game here. Argus recovers with Raveners and Termagants. Charges into his own Raveners there, in amongst the Havocs again. And Grenade Launcher Heretics must flee. He only lost a single model though. CSM, what are you going to do, fellas? There's no garrison here for you. You got to run, basically, yeah. Got to run. And it's Termagants of Argus on the VP. Meanwhile, looks like, yep, Darkar has got on the points now. Well played. Looks like they basically ignored the power, actually. They're just going to bash the natural power, decap both of these points. But look at the Raptors getting forward and decapping the same points. Chaos Lord grabs that contested power in the mid. Looks like they're going to get full caps on those. And it's a good power bash by the double Termagants upgraded with Toxin Sacks and that Ravener Brood. They could try to decap the power maybe. That might have been worth it. But they're bashing and bashing. Those gens are costing 100 each to get up. Raptors with that suppressing jump they have. Chaos Lord peeling off models with the Combi Flame is almost level 2. In fact, there's the Immolates. He just move away from it. They dodge the jump as well. Needs to get the Crippling Poison. There it is on the Chaos Lord. Here comes some help. Warrior Brood and Hormagaunts. The Raptors don't really want to fight those Hormagaunts with Warriors alongside them. Especially with the Hive Tower.
Но если хочу заметить, в тир-2-то вышел.
And they fully force off.
Кстати, Плага
AC's army. Heretics just have to hang back. Not much they can do. You're going to see a power bash. And they already got those points. West side, it's a double for Tyranids now. Tier 2 for Chuzar. Veldi's already in Tier 2. Can they get a Blood Crusher going? They could. There's another Black Grenade throw. It's another pretty damn effective one, to be honest. Look at that. Spreads to the Raveners. Spreads to the Termagants. Big old retreat there for Argus. Has the Psychic Scream. Has the Extended Carapace. Yeah, needs to be careful on the position in there. Can't get the rest of his stuff get too close to the Plague Champion. It's much easier said than done though when you're trying to fight his things. Fetid armor's up. Because even if you're like, it's not like you can tie up something to stop a grenade throw or something. Even if you're smacking that Plague Champion in the face, you can still throw his grenade. Blastmaster on the Noise Marines, pretty early for Veldi, and nothing else is up. Are they dreadnoughting here? They might be Mark of Pawn dreadnoughting. Or just keep interruptions open, you know? Wait until they see
Ой, хороший. Ну, Тиранид сам в них встал.
Couple of Heretics hanging out on the west side. Blastmaster shot.
Пам!
First shot of the day.
На языке конечно прекрасная. Ну вот сейчас просто можно дать сорку, и сорку ушла. А теперь надо на изов уводить.
Something you perhaps don't see enough of.
Иксу и нафиг. Или ты хочешь в рукопашную вырваться? Врываться в рукопашную, ладно. А, ну вертиками еще. Ну на изов надо спасать. Он его руками почему-то уводит зачем-то. Не иксует на изами.
Or drawing their melee weapons, I should say.
Или наксовала, я не увидел.
They do some good DPS too, while that slaughter is active. They can also just choose to shoot their bolters, and they'll shoot them more often under slaughter, but now it's off. And they had to run. Hormagaunts getting messed up though by that Doom Bolts. Oh, sorry, Doom Blast. Got away. Some really close-edged fighting. Blastmaster is hanging out back there.
Он там силу делает.
Havocs are still up for John Grammaticus.
Бладлеттер.
Float though in tier 2 from John. Rending Talons with that seismic roar. Named after a powerful psyker in the Warhammer lore, John Grammaticus. He's like a... Isn't he a perpetual or something? I think so. I vaguely remember him from some of the older Horus Heresy novels that I read. Legion, I think he was in Legion. I can't remember. Or Mechanicum, something like that. 404 to 372. The Hive Tyrant is really pissed off at this Plague Champion keeping throwing his grenades, going after him here. Gets a special. I mean, you can stop him chucking a grenade if you knock him over, I guess. That's something. Termagant's backing away. Chaos do have that west side. That was another Doom Bolts on those Termagants, Spore Bastards. These guys jumping over things, they're so excited. Warrior Brood with Adrenal Glands, providing melee synapse, giving them way more health and heavy melee as well. Big upgrade for like your entire army when these guys come online. Assuming you have some melee stuff, of course. Tier 3 for all of the Chaos players, that's what they're waiting for. Ace has got some Bloodletters too. And somehow has the central point. Both of them, in fact. Brood Nest is up. This could be a vital engagement. If they can force off AC here and then get another full power bash, that's going to be really tough for AC to deal with. The Immolate couldn't quite do enough. Bloodlet is doing some work though with some Corn Worship. Need to shoot up those Heretics there. Bloodlet is having to phase out though to get away. Those guys are demons with power melee weapons. They did wipe out the Heretics. So no more worship. Raptors though on the Warrior Brood. Tyrant Guard here for Dark Heart in amongst it, as you saw. Raptors jumping on the Heretics just to suppress them. On the Hormigaunt, sorry. Getting all my names mixed up today. And then they turned and messed them up. Can they get the Power Bash? These guys are not moving. They do have a Venom Brood to Power Bash with. Should have been moving up. Meanwhile, west side. Leveling up here is Hugo the Hive Tyrant. Level 4. Tiago is level 2. No war gear on that guy. Another Blight Grenade. And a Blastmaster shot. That Blight Grenade crap is spreading, of course. There we go. Oh, not aggressive enough. I think they should have got a full Power Bash there. Especially with the Venom Brood. I mean, maybe they were afraid of Raptors and Bloodletters jumping on their Venom Brood, which is a concern. They would very quickly take out a Venom Brood. But now they're moving on it. And it's a little bit too late. Chaos Terminators on the field for Drone Grammaticus. There's a jump. And it's a full retreat there. Did not try to work around it.
С леттерами, потому что уже, да.
Poison. I think they should have. I mean, it's easy for me to say, just watching the game. But that would be the ideal play there. You Crippling Poison, you try to spread out, you get away. Bring your melee in.
Грибы тиранидов. Опять болты отличные.
If the Bloodletters come in. Ravener Brood underground there. With their enhanced muscle coil, I guess. I'm not sure why they aren't popping up here.
Хорош.
Busy managing other things.
Там уже термы,
Still on the
блин.
ground. They found some Chaos Space
Весь
Marines now
хаос
with Mark
территории.
of Zinch. There's the Curse of Zinch now on those Hormagaunts. They'll explode on death. The Raffins are still on the ground. From Chuzar, here they are with the enhanced muscle. There we go. Turns them into a full-on melee unit so they can benefit from the melee synapse of warriors. 365, 318. You're not allowed to have a ranged weapon if you want to get some melee synapse. That's for sure. Doom bolts flying in. Good hit on those warriors, actually. Chaos Lords going after them. Bloodletters are there. Some Doom Blasts as well. Chaos are always good in a brawl, aren't they? I mean, so are Tyranids. But we've got Terminators here now. Demoralizing stuff on kill. 365 to 305. A Chaos Predator for Veldy. You often see Mark of Nurgle tanks against Tyranids to help chew through the infantry blobs, but... Oh, hey, Steam servers, great. Sorry for the cut. The Steam servers went down and kicked me out of the replay, which obviously is something that should happen when the servers go down, because that's a good solution. But I've reloaded the replay and got back to where we were. Just saw the Raptors chasing off that Hive Tyrant there. Big old brawl in the mid. We're at 355 to 305. Double cap here for the Tyranids. It's on a knife edge, I think. Who can get their tier 3 rolling? Looks like the Chaos tier 3 is rolling. 2 Chaos Terminators on the field and a Chaos Predator, which needs some repairs back at base here. No mark yet. East side. Terminators are taking the power. The Hive Tyrant of Darkar runs away. There's a Tyrant Guard there hanging out. Chaos Lord in amongst some Termagants. Bloodletters getting wiped though. Warrior Brood getting it done. Last Master gets a decent shot and there's some fire because he's pissed. Are the Warrior Brood going to be okay? They are. Termagants also get away. Here comes some more melee stuff. Adrenal Gland Warriors and the Enhanced Muscle Coil Raveners. Surprised they didn't fight him actually. I guess kill the weak would have made it difficult. West side is uncapped. Tyrant Guard going after the Chaos Terminators. They could turn around with Lightning Claws all of a sudden and mince through this guy. But at the moment they have those Power Fists, those slow but hard-hitting Power Fists. Tyrant Guard does a roundabout 90 odd heavy melee DPS, so he's hurting those Terminators there. This is Hugo the Hive Tyrant. Not seeing the Psychic Scream here, buddy. Where is it? Haven't seen it go off here. 331 to 293, maybe it's on cooldown. A Chaos Predator for Drone Grammaticus. No mark on this thing. Last Master is trying to hit stuff, I guess. Hugo's running away. Tyrant Guard is getting itself into trouble here. Should have charged backwards, but I think it was trying to go after the Noise Marines there, but it's run into another tank. None of them have a mark, and yet more Chaos Terminators right here from Veldy. Tyrant Guard is going to fall. Chaos Lord's also fallen over. Hormagaunts are grabbing the VP, and they also got the natural one for Chaos. Raptors aren't pleased. Looks like it was those Hormagaunts there. Level 2 Raptors with their aspiring champion. Tyranno formation here. Trying to kill the Noise Marines, but they do get away, or do they? The Flesh Hook almost got them. Flesh Hooks, sorry. I always call it Flesh Hook, but it's hooks. There's 2 of them that come out. You have a level 4 Lictor Alpha, the Lone Hunter, and Adrenal Glands. Tanks are just barging through, shooting crap up, which is fair enough. These Markov Zinch, level 3 Chaos Space Marines, happy to engage in melee with those Hormagaunts there, because they had a bunch of tank backup, I guess. Still no marks, and no upgrades. We do see autocannons on 2 of them, actually. Here's a Genestealer Brew from Argus. Is that a Black Grenade? It was. And a big old retreat. The Black Grenade staying relevant here in Tier 3. Awesome. Plague Champion must have a pretty decent level. Yeah, it's level 5. All those Black Grenade throws, getting those kills. 311 to 270. See some autocannon Terminators in the background there from AC. Got some Havocs up too. No mark on these fellas yet. Maybe waiting to see some Carnifexes and stuff. There's those Raptors. The aspiring champion has a heavy melee.
Что-то настроение не то. Слушайте, давайте досмотрим эту партию, пойдем что-нибудь посмотрим про Diablo Resurrection и вообще, потому что что-то я сижу, понимаю, что играть я что-то не очень хочу, да и к тому же сейчас времени не то. Ну, в общем, пофиг. Вот. Какое-то неправильное настроение, чтобы это смотреть.
Demon Maul, or whatever it's called.
Не знаю, ладно, сейчас подумаем.
Who needs a helmet? That guy's too badass for helmets. Chaos Lord is still down. He's leveling up though as he's fallen down. Level 4. Some stuff that he damaged a few minutes ago is dying, I guess. We are gonna get an autocannon up then for those Havocs. Any other Terminator upgrades? No. 2 autocannons. These guys still with those. I mean, they're still pretty damn good. Power Fists and Combi Bolters. No marks for the tanks, which is slightly surprising. I'd think at least throw Mark of Corn on them, you know, just for better guns. I guess they're saving those resources though. Big fight brewing here in the mid. Bunch of Tyranid stuff ran away, but there's still a whole bunch more. Those Terminators could be in trouble. In fact, that was Chaos stuff running away. Not sure exactly. Oh, those are the Havocs running away there. Bioplasm with a good shot on the tank from the Venom Cannon Carnifex.
Ну, почти, да.
Almost went down with a couple of more shots as well.
Не, ну еретики нормально отремонтировали.
Another Bioplasma shot. Marco Zinch CSM won't do a lot of damage to a vehicle, which is what
Опа, ульта туда.
their armor type.
Ушел вроде
Super damage
нормально.
against the tower. Down it goes.
Еще одна попытка. Тут 2 предатора, это, блин, 3 терминатора, 2... Ооо, 1 предатор.
Venom Breeder right here. Blastmaster gets a really good shot though. And those guys wipe.
Минус ревенеры.
Awesome fight in the mid. 311 to 217.
Не, подожди.
We have all the Terminators still. But one of the tanks did fall, as you saw. Another Bioplasma going in. Seems to have quite a short cooldown, that thing. Still, the 2 Carnifexes up. One from Chuzar, one from Darkar. Uh-oh. Hugo's in trouble. Run, buddy, run. It's a lot of bolter fire. Does not get away. More Chaos Terminators from John Grammaticus there. 2 to 1 for Chaos. There's a Nurgle Shrine. Doing some health regen. If you worship it, you get the reinforcement. More Havocs. Maybe some Las Cannons to fight these Carnifexes. Auto Cannons will do some pretty good damage to everything that they can tear through stuff. Can they get on these Terminators with something scary? The Genestealers did not last long. What about the Plague Champion's got the Plague Fist, a great capping tool. Also provides some range damage defenses as well. There's that Nurgle worship on the shrine. Lots of regen and stuff, some sneaky Raveners. Chaos being quite defensive here, not trying to push on and overextend. Want to keep the 2-to-1 cap safe. They just bashed that node there. I just think it's being rebuilt, yeah. Being rebuilt, this Carnifex went very far forward. And that is a... Oh, that's an autocannon. I thought that was a last cannon for a second. We have 3 Havoc autocannons, and they do a ton of damage. Where are the Tyranids going to push next? Are they going to push through the mid? Are going to try and wheel around the right? Looks like Darkar here is ready to flank around the right a little bit. Maybe get a pincer around the back. Ravena Brood providing some good intelligence with their burrowing. Termagant's going for the cat. It's going to be a miracle if they get it though. They're torn up there. Burrow strike.
Аккуратней же надо.
Not sure why that was burrow strike. That's a lot of stuff going on. That was a curse of Zinch explosion. That's a paroxysm. There's a neurotrope up back down there. It's a good bioplasm, but he's in trouble now, this Carnifex. There's autocannons, there's the Raptor. Needs to get moving. Looks like he's got moving in time. The Hive Tyrant of Argus could not get the cap on the west side. I think that's Argus. No, that was Darkar with that orange and green screen. Plague Champion levels to 7 with another Blight Grenade throw there. 300 to 131. What is this? This is Argus's stuff. No, it's not. Darkar's stuff, sorry, on the east side. They got the decap. Genie Sealers are lying in wait for Darkar. Can they lure these Chaos Terminators into a trap? They're keeping their distance for now. Sorcerer level 6 with that Icon of Zinch. A decap and backed away.
Не, ну молодцы, тираниды огрызаются довольно круто.
Did not stay in there and get all
Не
torn
знаю,
up.
сильно ли это поможет,
Do you
но
have a mark
огрызаются
yet,
они
Mr.
довольно
Predator
круто.
tank? No, you don't. Another Chaos Predator on the way for Veldy. I've not seen that big push from
Хорош
Tyranids
по
yet.
альфе долбанул.
Guess they're still gearing up for it. They do have that Neurothrope now. It's a good tool to use against enemy Terminators. There's that Paroxysm doing percentage-based damage per second. Look at that on those Terminators there. That is a lot. Slows them down a little bit too. That took like a fifth of their bar away. Nothing else to help out though. 291 to 112. And they are defending their VP now. Darkar might be too far forward.
Опять болты
Trying to
отличные.
back off. Do they have some support? They do have some support from Chuzar here. That Carnifex is quite low though. It's the thing about going after the natural VP. How far do you dare push up your Carnifexes? Because this kind of thing can happen. Chased
Ой,
down by this anti-vehicle tank. And that Carnifex falls. GG, says Argus. With
да,
a question
все.
mark. I mean, they still have plenty of stuff. They just can't break through. There's 4 Terminator squads.
Ну,
There's
блин, а
Havocs,
куда
there's
ты?
that Blastmaster, there's a Shrine here. Not easy.
Там 2 Предатора, 4 Терминатора. Куда?
Struggling to put the damage on those Terminators here. This is a Thornback, is it? It is. It's a full-on melee Carnifex. Those Raveners are dead. Just trying to buy some time for the Lictor. Oh, he's going to revive and he's not going to decap. 291 to 71. GG, and there's the concede from the Tyranids. The Chaos players take it, and they had a hell of an
Хорош.
arm at the end. Look at these guys.
Ладно, давайте все-таки
What
что-нибудь
about these
другое
heroes?
посмотрим
Level 4
сейчас.
Chaos.
Да что-то я сижу, понимаешь, что-то не так. Ладно, значит, YouTube я отключаю, потому что на нем так сделать нельзя. На YouTube следующий стрим на YouTube будет, наверное, в понедельник, потому что завтра игрового стрима вряд ли будет игровой стрим завтра, а в воскресенье я решил взять выходной. Вот. Пока, YouTube.